Hi. In the previous video, I talked quite a bit about how to install packages and how to load packages using the install package commands and library commands, respectively. I was doing this on a Windows computer, and as I hinted in that video, there are some subtle differences to how it works on Linux that I need to kind of call your attention to. So earlier on, I behind the scenes on my here is my Ubuntu installation. I have tried to install packages tidyverse just to get all the tidyverse packages onto this machine. And that actually takes a lot longer on Linux than on Mac and Windows, because on Linux, you're always building the package from source. So if you paid attention to all of my little ramblings in the previous video, I mentioned in the context of Windows that you don't need to worry about things like RTools because you won't need to build packages yourself. When you're on Linux, on the plus side, all the tools that you need to build packages from source are already on your operating system, but the downside is that you actually have to use them, and that makes it a bit slower. The slower part is not such a problem other than just boredom, but you occasionally run into some specific problems that I want to highlight. So previously I have gone install tidyverse, and that gives me a big long list of packages that it tries to install. But if you had sat with me and watched as the extremely frustrating process unfolded, you would notice a bunch of warning messages popping up, corresponding to a few specific packages. So I want to try to install again, and it's only going to show me the problematic packages now. So here we go. Install packages tidyverse. And it's going to go... be a little bit slow. Okay, so installing packages into blah. Okay, so you can see I went a little bit fast. Okay, here you're seeing a bunch of error things coming up. All the stuff in black is telling you that something went wrong. Whenever you see this thing that says something or other had non-zero exit status, what that's telling you is it didn't successfully install. So we can just scroll back up and go, okay. Let's just go right back up to the beginning so we can do this bit by bit. So first off, what it was doing is only installing the missing dependencies. So the packages that were causing me trouble previously were curl, OpenSSL, HTTR, rvest, and XML2. And they're all internet based packages, or things about having our internet interact with the internet. And part of the problem here is that some of the tool chain that's needed to make all this stuff work is actually missing on the default installation on Ubuntu, and R is complaining because when it's trying to use those things and they're not there. So here we go. So configuration. So here's the first one. When it got to curl, it was basically saying no package libcurl found. And more precisely, what it's saying is that there's a missing library that we need for a Debian-based system, so a Debian, Ubuntu, etc. So I need libcurl for OpenSSL dev. Okay, that's great, but how do I do that? So I'm just going to copy that. I'm going to go over here to my terminal, open up my trusty terminal window again, and then kind of go, all right, I'm just going to do a thing that I sometimes do lazily and go, oh dear, it's not, command not found. And I'm going to try and do this from memory, and it's always a bit of a dangerous thing. So we go sudo apt get install. Let's find out if this is the correct thing. Okay, reading package lists. It is the correct thing. Remarkable. I did this from memory. Okay, so what you have to do is the command sudo apt-get install and then the name of whatever the missing library is. So it's kind of going, okay, we're going over to things that are not inherently about R. They're actually part of the Ubuntu system that's just been updated. Okay, so now if I go back and kind of go, let's just go Control L to clear my screen again, and we'll just try to install the offending package. So we're just going to go curl install packages, and let's see if it works this time. So now we go install packages curl and installing package into blah blah blah, trying to download the package again, and so now you see a bunch of stuff that's showing yes, we're building the package from source, and it's extremely boring. So we have to wait a moment for this to do what it's supposed to, but we're getting the stuff here now that's showing yes, we've got everything. Okay, so now it's worked. So you'll see that pattern pop up quite a bit on Linux, I find. It depends on exactly what type of work you're doing. Some things are a bit more dependent on those sorts of libraries than others, but that's the underlying process that you have to go through for fixing them. So what I can do now is go, again, Control L to clear my screen, and let's see how we go. Install packages tidyverse, and let's see how we do. And all right, so we've got a few that were, so you can see that curl was missing from that list. Okay, so we still haven't fixed the problem for OpenSSL. We haven't fixed the problem for HTTR, Arvest, and so on. So what we've got is still a bunch of other errors that we need to go through and fix. And you'd basically have to go through one by one and go, okay, so what was the next error? OpenSSL, okay, so I need to go sudo apt-get install libssl-dev and do the same thing until basically all the error messages go away. It's annoying, it's frustrating, but it's not, like, after a while you get used to it and it's not as painful as this video makes it sound. All right, that's the main thing I wanted to mention, so I will stop this one here, and in the next video I'm going to flip back over to Windows for talking a little bit about the remotes package. Okay, done. Stop.